What's up, you guys? Welcome to my channel. It's your girl Brittana. If you haven't already, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your notifications bell because I do post content weekly and I create content all about lifestyle, fashion, holistic living, wellness, and so much more. With that being said, let's just go ahead and get to today's video. As you can tell by the title of this video, I am going to be sharing you guys different ways of how you can be transitioning into an organic lifestyle. Alright, so I wanted to talk about this video. I wanted to create this video more or less to kind of share with you guys my personal experience when it comes down to me transitioning into a more organic, zero waste type of lifestyle. And essentially what that is, zero waste is basically just kind of living very sustainably and very like eco-friendly, down from the products that I use to just like a way that we like choose to not over consume. And I wanted to create this video because I've gotten asked a lot, especially recently, from my previous videos and my stories, about like how to go about doing it, like where to start, because obviously you can have organic foods and even like focus on organic products, and I do have a few videos on my channel which you can check out as well, for some natural, vegan, like eco-friendly and non-toxic products, whether that be skincare, postpartum products, and just so much more. So definitely check that out if you haven't already. But I do want to throw this disclaimer out there that I in no shape or form am like forcing this lifestyle on anyone, nor am I saying this is the only way to live. I just wanted to once again just share my personal experience, and through my tips that I'm going to be giving you guys, I will just be, like I said, sharing my experience in hopes that it may help you guys transition if that's what you are desiring or choosing to do. So let's get into it. Okay, so I do have my notes here in my laptop, so I will be kind of like looking down occasionally because I do have, like I said, some notes here. Okay, so I do want to mention briefly that I haven't always been the girl that focuses on like organic living or sustainable lifestyle and things of that nature. This has like been like a transition that is still technically an ever like growing transition for me personally, mainly to the fact that as I've been stepping more into my womanhood and just learning more about life and culture and just the environment, I learned so much, which is why I do want to tell you guys and recommend that you all do your research on different things when it comes down to conventional farming, or when it comes down to just living in an eco-friendly or an organic lifestyle in general. Because for me personally, like I said, I wasn't always the type to focus on that, but once I became aware and conscious of the type of products or chemicals that were being used in products, or chemicals and pesticides that were being used and put onto our food, I personally made the decision, not just for myself but for my child, for my spouse. Like, it was like a mutual thing. We kind of anyways we came to the decision together, like especially once I moved out here, to like say focus on practicing a more like eco-friendly lifestyle and just like a more organic lifestyle as much as possible. And I also like to want to focus on talking about us not over consuming, because that's like one of the main things. I wouldn't call us like minimalist 100%. I think we do aim to be minimalist, but at the same time I would think we're more like essentialists. We do focus on buying just essentials, but obviously naturally we're still human, so there's things that and desires that we may want here and there, but we definitely try our hardest not to over consume anything. Like, before I go out and buy like MAC hair products, I'm gonna use the products that I have or just make stuff at the house. Like, that's what I mean when I say essentialist. Or just like focusing on what we need in that moment. Let's just get right into this. Okay. So the first tip that I want to focus on that I use to transition to a more organic lifestyle was food and water. This is like straight to the point, simple. So with that being said, like, one of the things that I will do with the food is, like I said, I only buy like organic food. Obviously, if it's not available, like the certain produce may not be available, then I would have to make a decision whether I want to either find an alternate produce. Like, if I'm not, for example, if I'm using bananas, I will try to find organic bananas. If they don't have organic bananas, I'll maybe use the like ruler, like the mini bananas, or like plantains that may be organic, or like I said, just make the decision there. And for me, you guys, I am not gonna lie, I am not strict with it at all, because if I'm making a recipe and I need bananas and it's not organic bananas and I need the bananas, I'm going to use the bananas, okay? But with that being said, like I said, we try and aim to use organic as much as possible. If you watch my how to transition to vegan video, you'll see I put some tips in there on how to identify some organic bananas just based on the barcode that is on the produce, so definitely check that out. But you can also go and support your local farmers markets, you know, and just really build a relationship with them, because then you'll be able to know where your food is coming from, and for the most part find foods that are organic. Another thing that I wanted to touch on with the water is I have done like research over the years about how there are certain chemicals and things that are in the water, such as fluoride, and that's like a big no-no in our house. So not only do we have a water filter, like a water picture, it's called Zero Water Filter, which you can buy replacement like the cartridge like from Amazon, through the filter company. Even Walmart sells them. For the most part, they kind of like eliminate as much as contaminants and toxins out of the water as much as possible, and gets rid of like the fluoride, I believe. And we also have like separate like filtration systems underneath our bathroom and kitchen sink as well, that will help with our like getting rid of those contaminants and toxins, as I just mentioned. And like I said, this is a whole other video. If you want me to go into details about it, definitely comment down below. But I just want to talk about like what we've been doing to transition, or how we have been transitioning. So that's pretty much it with that. Like I said, we focus on the foods, we focus on the water, and that's kind of like how we, you know, make sure our way of living is as non-toxic as possible. The next tip that I want to talk about is the household and like bath care, like household and like bath products. So I'm gonna separate the two, mainly with the household products. Once again, we aim for the products that are vegan friendly, non-toxic, because especially since we have a young child involved. One thing that we use, like even down to like our toilet paper, we use the brand 7th Generation, and if we can find unbleached toilet paper and paper towels, we will aim for that. Like for the paper towels, I use the brand, I believe it's Babo, like BABO, and we have the unbleached brand version of that brand for the paper towels, and we actually got that from the local CVS. So you guys, don't sleep on your local stores, because nowadays, like, so there are a lot of like stores that are trying to like get in tune with what is like the people like want to, like the way that people want to live. So there are some options that are becoming more readily available. Even like I said, my local grocery store also offers like compostable, even the CVS offers like compostable and biodegradable paper plates, paper towels, like, you know, bamboo forks in my utensil sets. They offer cups, like all of that. And like, so even on Amazon, there's like Amazon's the world of like literally finding like bamboo or biodegradable types of home good products. And since we're talking about home good products, like say even with our like sheets, we have bamboo sheets. I talked about this on my Instagram, so definitely go and check that out. But we use bamboo linen because it's like 100% bamboo, and not only is it more durable, but it's soft, it way strong, like more durable than cotton, but it just feels better and it's more aesthetically pleasing in my opinion. And if you didn't know this already, but bamboo is not, it's not like a it's not made from like animals or anything like that. It's like from a plant, so it grows like really fast, and for the most part it's something that can be considered sustainable and actually eco-friendly because of how fast it grows, and it's not like there's any waste that comes from that. And then, like, you know, like our household products, like our cleaning products are different. There are different brands you can test out and try that are, like you said, like I mentioned, non-toxic, and just different things like that you can kind of go with. I actually have a video, like I said, linked down below, where you guys can find like my kind of go-to non-toxic skincare and bath and even postpartum essentials. I have different videos, so definitely like just like I said, subscribe because I have a bunch of different videos on my channel about this. So the next tip that I want to touch on is the feminine and personal hygiene care. You actually may hear my son in the background, but he's okay with his dad right now. So yeah, feminine and personal hygiene. I really wanted to, that kind of ties in with the bath and like the household like items. But mainly for the fact that, like, you know, you can find so many makeup, like that's what I've been like transitioning within the past year. I've actually been transitioning to more using more like vegan makeup brands. So there's like Pacifica is like one brand that I use, Milani, that's in like another go-to brand that I use, and there's like so many other makeup brands. I actually have vegan makeup brands who are on my YouTube channel, so you can like go check out that makeup box and see like what's good, what goodies are in there. Late Cosmetics is another one that I've been like looking towards trying, so definitely stay tuned for that. But even like nail care and like, you know, personal like hygiene care, what I'll use is I have a soy-based like nail polish remover that is from the brand, I believe, Ella and Mila, and I have like some gel colored polish nails from there as well. Like I have like a white, I have like the gel coat from them. In terms of, like I said, feminine care products, I use 100% organic, baby. Like, we just keeping it 100% organic because it's better for you. We not trying to deal with any like the toxic shock syndromes or none of that, because that's just not what we're doing. But there's a brand called Organics, and I like using like their panty liners. I like using their, like, they have like the cotton swabs and then like the Q-tips. A few of my other favorite like go-to brands are like the Honey Pot or Rael, or there's like a brand that's just called like L. I don't know if this like that's the actual like the whole business name, but it's like L dot and then it's in a circle. Or L for woman or something like that. So those are like some of my go-to brands for that. Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about is baby essentials. So for me personally, as I mentioned previously in this video, that was one of the main reasons I have actually been like not forcing, but really focusing on transitioning to a more organic lifestyle, is because we have a kid and I don't want, or don't feel comfortable with a lot of the food options that are available on the market and the products that are available on the market. However, there are some that are very non-toxic and vegan friendly that I feel really, really comfortable and are dear to my heart. So with that being said, I want to talk about Babel Botanicals. That is like one of my go-to. I know like, what is it, the Honest Company is nice, it's cool, it's like a okay brand, but I really, really like Babel Botanicals and Pipette. Those are like my go-to brands for like baby like product needs, whether that be a baby oil, whether that be like a lotion or baby soap. That not only are they gentle, but like, so the fact of the matter is they're non-toxic and they are EWG verified. So if you are not familiar, EWG is an environmental working group, but it's a site that you can go into your browser, like type that into your browser and literally type in like any product, and you can see a rating from like 1 to 10 in terms of like how toxic the product may be. You kind of want to stay like lower than 3, because like I said, the higher you are up to like 10, that's like how like toxic the product is. But the closer you are to like 1 or 2, like 1 or 2 is like the safe range, and like the Babel Botanicals and some products from the Pipette are like in that range, and like I said, that's what I feel more comfortable with. But they also have different guides about like the water, and that's actually what I would recommend if you guys are trying to do your proper research. Check them out first. Once again, it's EWG, I believe .org or .com. I'll link it for you guys. But for the most part, you can check out, like I said, there are guides for household cleaning, even they have sunscreen guides that you guys can check out as well. And so yeah, even down to like our diapers. From the day my son has been born, we've aimed for non-toxic and like obviously like some vegan and biodegradable diapers. We used a brand called Earth and Eden in the very, very beginning, but then I came across a article that actually broke down like the best like non-toxic diapers versus like the not so toxic diapers, or whatever the case may be. Earth and Eden definitely was not on the best list, so we kind of just went straight not using that. And we've only used the brand, I believe it's called Tiny Toes or Tiny tiny little toe diapers. Then the other one was Eco Boom. That's ECOBOOM. That's like my go-to. There's a lot of different ones on the market nowadays, but in terms of like the best, I know Eco Boom is like one of the top like biodegradable, vegan, non-toxic diapers that I say feel comfortable with, and that I read that was like good to go. But like so they have a couple of other ones like Andy Pandy diaper, spelled DYPHER. They have like I think it's Earth and Eden, not Earth and Eden, Eco by Natty. They have a couple of other ones, but comment down below if you want to see a diaper review, because I definitely can do that for you guys. But there's like a whole like a bunch of different like diaper brands that you can check out that are now like eco-friendly or like, you know, plant-based, and have like a plant-based liner. We also try to use like, you know, like bamboo when it comes down to his like personal belongings, like his towel sets and his like, you know, rags and like washcloth sets as well. So it's like a, you know, it's a whole family unit thing going here, people. We're just really trying to like make sure we are living the best way we can for our personal sake. But that's pretty much what I wanted to touch on in regards to, like I said, baby essentials, because I think that is like very, very crucial. Even down to like his like baby kitchen essentials, like, you know, instead of like using like plastic, we try to eliminate plastic as much as possible. And I wanted to say that whether that be for baby essentials or even just regular household essentials, I have a variety of different like little not plastic, like silicone, like, you know, I have like a variety of different storage alternatives. That's what I wanted to say. So whether that be like a silicone jar or mason jars, we're big on mason jars, or reusable items. For the kitchen, I'm big on using my little my mesh like little net bags that are good for the storage, as well as going to the grocery store and getting my local produce. Like that's what I'll use for that. But like I said, for the most part, there's like a lot of different like options nowadays that you guys can use. It's really just all about exploring and just testing different things out. So the last and final tip is really just creating goals for yourself and just for the planet. So you kind of just want to be as mindful as possible when you're going into this, in terms of like why you truly are doing this, because then it'll kind of help you guys when it comes down to sticking to what it is that you're doing. Because after a while, it may become a little tedious, like, oh, this has plastic in it, or this is that way, or this is that way, you know, even down to like, you know, like so overall the way that we live, like we don't use like microwaves. Some people may think that's like extreme, but like for the fact that, you know, microwaves cause like radiation and things of that nature, it's just like I said, it can be very tedious in the way that, you know, we like may be living. But like I said, we're just choosing to live the way that we live for our own personal sake. Like I said, I just mentioned that we don't use like the microwave. We also, in terms of like, since I brought up radiation, we also aim to, even down to like the way when we're sleeping, we turn off our phones at night or unplug as much of the electronics to kind of limit that radiation. And we also have like earthing mats, where they're also known as grounding mats, and that kind of helps I believe stabilize, it helps stabilize your body, I guess, against the radiation. I may not be explaining it 100% right. I could do a whole nother like video on this later, but essentially that's just like what it's for. And like I said, just to kind of help you be centered and balanced. So we have that in our room to sleep with. But we just kind of, like I said, we have different other techniques and like habits that we practice just to aim to live as organically as possible, which ties back to like where I say having goals for yourself. Because off rip, you're probably, especially if you're one that uses the microwave, maybe like, oh my god, like I can't use the microwave. And it's just like, yeah, once you do your research, you'll be like, okay, you know, I'm gonna try not to use the microwave for a week. And then like as you go and you evolve and you know, keep, you know, going throughout the days and the months and the years, it'll be easier to just kind of like follow suit with what it is that you are aiming to do. Another thing that I wanted to mention was that, you know, like I said, focusing on like goals for like the planet, or just how you can, you know, help the planet in the sense of like practicing that recycling and reusing your jars or repurposing items. Those are things that can be very beneficial for not only the planet but for your pockets, because you don't have to go and buy mad different vases for your plants. You can repurpose them, people. If you juice like we do at our household, you can save the excess and use it as fertilizer for your plants at home, like or put it out to the earth to like help the planet in that way. You can donate, you can support local businesses, as I mentioned, support farmers markets. Like there's different ways of going about it, and even down to just like your clothing. Like I myself am working on that, because hello, I am a fashion consultant. If you didn't know, yes, I am a fashion consultant. And I actually have been focusing, I guess actually one of my major struggles is trying to live a more sustainable life with my fashion, like focusing on like eco-friendly brands and being able to find that. So that is something that I'm still working on to this day, people. So like I said, this is something that we're all in this together, because that's something that I'm working on. And whether that be, like for me, I personally don't shop at thrift stores, but you may be okay with that, and there's something wrong with that. It's just a personal choice for me. But that is another way that you can actually practice reusing or supporting the planet, or supporting the environment by recycling in that way as well. But yeah, like I know for me personally, there are different brands that are out there, but definitely comment down below if you are aware of any like brands, or if you have a brand yourself that maybe practice sustainability methods in terms of like repurposing or upstyling or upscaling your items and just things of that nature. I have been working with a brand called Najiroff, and they are a sustainable brand that practices the repurposing and like upcycling their items for their buyers. So like I said, there are definitely different like brands, especially now as we are getting more into sustainable fashion, that are out there. So definitely stay tuned, because I will definitely have to do an updated version of where I'm at with that, in maybe a few months or a year or so. But other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. This was it. If you made it this far, thank you guys again. I hope you guys truly enjoyed that. And I will see you guys in the next video.